So after having looked at the banana, touching it, smelling it, do you notice any differences between something that's genetically modified and something that's organic?
It looks bigger.
Looks bigger? But like basically the same, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of difference. Okay. Well, that is kind of the purpose of genetically modified organisms, that they're supposed to replicate basically anything. So GMOs are made by taking a gene of interest from one cell and putting it into a different cell, so something that you want to modify. And just to be kind of more clear about what genes are and on the more microscopic level of things, DNA is made up of many genes, and the genes themselves are made up of bases. So you have these different kinds of proteins that pair together and build up the whole like staircase of DNA. And so what you're actually doing is splicing and taking off chunks of that DNA. And plasmids are another part of the cell that have DNA within them, which is a little bit more like advanced. But basically, if you could just think of it as having a strand of DNA, cutting off a section that you want, and then using enzymes and other types of proteins to put it into a new cell. And then what they do is they grow them on petri dishes and start to make regenerated cells, and then they'll transfer it into like actually being. So there are a lot of ethical issues behind GMOs. It's still considered to be a really new type of technology because there's a lack of tests that have been done on how they're going to affect humans and the health risks that are possible to come along with consuming. Any questions about the labeling with GMOs?
Aren't there initiatives passed where food has to have labels?
Actually, a lot of the labeling does not have to be done if there isn't like very large trace amounts of GMO or modified food within it. So like sometimes you have stuff like in the cereal aisle of the store, and maybe the wheat in it is modified, but that's such a small part, or like even something smaller than that, and so they don't have to necessarily mark it. But if you have like real produce, like an apple or something, they probably will. But some cons would be biodiversity is being kind of cut back. There's possible health risks. There's a lot of pollution that is being caused by GMOs because of waste and output of stuff coming off farms. If you have more pesticides being put on the plants, that's asking for more runoff.